All right, everybody, welcome back. Here is part two of the Dapper Octopus painting. Where we left off, I had done the background and the orange part of the octopus. In between streams, I did kind of touch up a little bit of the tips of the tentacles with purple. And now I'm going in with this stream and doing the underside. And yeah, it is from my stream. I just did a time-lapse version for anybody who's interested and doesn't want to sit through a 2 hour long video. So, yeah. Anyway, as you can see, first of all, I'm wearing my cat ear headphones because, yeah. But that's what you're seeing whenever I'm putting my head in front of the camera. So I decided to go with a nice green color for the underside of the tentacles. And I just painted over the suction cups. And I'll paint those in later on in the video. It's just easier to kind of paint over something than it is to paint around it and make it look, cohesive and believable. So you'll see what I'll do here in a couple of minutes with that. But right now, it's just a lot of dabbing and building. Whenever I do my highlights, it helps for it to be dry, because otherwise I'm just mixing colors and it becomes a muddy mess. So if I want to keep things vibrant, usually I'll either wait and let things dry or just kind of dab at it to kind of expedite the process so I can just sort of build the color. And you can see where I got this nice yellowy highlight kind of going on with the green part here. And it's a lot of pushing and pulling whenever I am building color like this. I started with the midtones and highlights, and now I'm kind of going back in and redefining shadows just to kind of put everything in the correct space. So I'll go in, do highlights, do shadows, and just kind of build around everything until I get it kind of looking a way that I like. So, and also it gives things kind of an opportunity to dry while I'm working on the other part of it, which is far more interesting for for viewers. So now I'm going in and kind of adding a little bit of midtone and balancing it with the shadow. And one thing that I do like to point out is acrylic ink tends to reflect a lot of light. So what you are seeing, if it looks like I'm kind of overworking things, it looks a lot brighter and shinier on camera than it does in person. So that's kind of why I have to go through and rework some of those tones when it maybe doesn't look like I have to. And now I'm just kind of going in with reflected colors, which is really important, especially for putting things kind of in the environment. It gives a little bit of atmospheric perspective, which is what I'm doing right now. Any blue color that might be kind of reflecting in the background, it pushes things back, gives it the illusion of depth. And your subject and your environment are not exclusive things, so really they should kind of sort of communicate with each other. And now I'm just adding in like some of my final touches on highlights and a little bit of that light reflection just to kind of sharpen it, because it is looking a little bit muddy and chalky. And I'm just going to go around and yeah, just kind of defining a little bit of that back tentacle there. And now that I've got the colors laid in, you can see I'm adding in the shadows of where the suction cups on the tentacles are going to be. So, yeah, that's all. I start from dark to light once again, just to kind of build everything forward. And while I wait on that to dry, I decided to go ahead and start on the top hat, which is a nice dark purple. So, and then working back and forth, I'm going back through. Now I'm adding in whites to the eyes. And I accidentally kind of added in this BRB sign. I'm not editing it out because I do kind of want to drive the point home that I take a lot of breaks when I'm painting. What you're seeing is a sped up version of a 2.5 hour long video. So this is definitely not a speed paint. And I say that for anybody who may be looking to get into painting, and it doesn't seem to go quite as quickly as maybe you're hoping. Don't get discouraged by that. I take a lot of breaks. One, just to kind of plan my process out and figure out where things are going, and also just to kind of let stuff, dry and air out. And yeah, now I'm going back in and I'm adding highlights and details to the suction cups. So, and a lot of times I also like to try and work top, bottom, left, right because I'm right-handed. And that way I'm not dragging my hand across wet paint while I'm working. So yeah, and it gives it a nice texture, and it's a nice vibrant green there. So, and I like to use my workspace as kind of a makeshift palette. That's why you see all the paint splotches. I'll eventually go through and wash this off with nail polish remover. That's usually what I do. And yeah, just kind of doing finishing touches on those highlights before going in, and I'll start adding in my details on the hat. And it's going to be a purple hat with a green band, and the teacup is going to be kind of a pinkish purple color. And yeah, it's just kind of working through and adding things in. That base color had dried, so building on top of it was really easy. And he's looking like quite the gentleman now. And I have my reflective color. And yeah, there's that green. I started with the lime green and then decided, no, I better do my dark greens for my base. So yeah, I'm going to let that dry and build the whites of the eyes more. And yeah, if you play your cards right, you can kind of manage your time by working on different areas while you're waiting on other areas to dry. So, eyes are done, going back to the hat. And yeah, there's going to be some finishing touches like the details in the cane and the monocle that are going to be finished off screen, but you can, for the most part, this is kind of, this is most of the painting from beginning to end between over, 2 videos. So if, obviously leave questions, comments, in the comments. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you find what I'm doing interesting or informative. I hope it helps out some people. And yeah, this was a really fun one to do, and I was really happy with the colors. So yeah, thank you. Help, get my work out there. And yeah, have a fantastic rest of your day.